talk Vanderbilt in Texas. Vanderbilt's coming off a win. I read this where they had 265 yards of offense, but they did get the win. Credit to them. They are 7-1. But this Texas defense continues to be great. Arch Manning looks like he's going to play. What's your take on Vanderbilt and Texas here?
Vanderbilt's been a great story. Okay. What they've done, and, you always love to see these teams, the smaller teams out of the conference have a run like this. But let's be honest. First of all, they are, you hear me refer to it a lot, a 200 club member. They do run the football and pass for over 200 yards per game. That's the good news. The bad news is the Texas defense is a beast, and they're not going to run the football against Texas. Texas has given up just 81 yards per game on the ground, or 2.4 yards per play. And if you don't have the running game going, the quarterback's not going to look as good for Vanderbilt. That definitely makes things go for that team. They feed off both the offense and the running and the passing. Then you look at the schedule, and let's be honest about the Vanderbilt schedule. Yeah, they had Alabama on the schedule, and that was their one really big test, and they failed. They lose by 16 on the road to Alabama. Their out-of-conference schedule was Charleston Southern, Virginia Tech, second game of the season. Remember, Virginia Tech opened the season 0-3, fired the coach. Georgia State and Utah State. That is a pretty pitiful out-of-conference schedule for an SEC team. For cupcakes there. Then you look at their SEC schedule. They played South Carolina. That's been a huge disappointment this year. LSU, can we say any more of a disappointment? They fired Brian Kelly last week. And then Missouri. And they caught both LSU and Missouri at home, and they were life and death last week with Missouri. I look at this game, and yeah, Texas has 2 losses. The first loss was Ohio State. It was a coin flip game. They lose by 7 in Columbus. No shame there. And then the other loss, which really was the bad loss, they lost to Florida. Florida, was winless at the time, but you got to put an asterisk there because I think Texas got caught looking ahead because the following week they were playing Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry the following week. Other than that, they've won. They've had a couple ugly wins, has Texas, but last week they found a way to win a game that they deserved to lose. And so often, guys, when you see a team, especially a good team that had a poor performance but found a way to win it, that can catapult them on a run the rest of the way. And at 2 losses, they can't afford a misstep. 2-loss SEC team, if they run the table, they can still get themselves into the playoff picture. I'm going to go ahead and take Texas, ride that defense. And to me, this is a classic buy low spot on Texas. This line, if these teams were doing what they should be doing, Texas would be a much, much bigger favorite here.
I know you guys did bet on it. You got your deli video. What else do you have up for clients at Wager Talk?
Deli. Yeah, we got, guys, we had another big week last week in football. We hit our 5% play. 5% play last week was in the NFL. It was a lot easier than the final score might have seemed in that game. We had Houston that absolutely dominated the 49ers last week from pillar to post, and yet it was still somehow close at one point in the third quarter. But 5% have been just absolute money in the bank. We're going to have another 5% this weekend. 34-16 on these 5% plays since February. Not since February of this year, since February of last year. We don't throw them out just to throw them out. Best way to go, Weekend Warrior for $49. If you love that Weekend Warrior package where you get Saturday and Sunday all the football, and then if we have a Monday night play, you get that thrown in. How about getting all of our football plays for $35 a week? Check out the Wager Talk rest of the college and pro package. It's $490. That comes out to just $35 per week. That gets you the college through the national championship and gets you the NFL through the Super Bowl. Either one of those 2 packages, you'll never miss a play. We got the football week off to a good start last night. We had the under in the Ravens game, and we had Texas San Antonio in the college game. So nice 2-0 night in football, ready for a big weekend.